click second link, this is how ALM page looks. Okay. Yes. This ALM stands for Application Lifecycle Management. ALM stands for Application Lifecycle Management. Okay. Yes. So this ALM has many applications. You can see application links. ALM desktop client, lab management, my performance. Why you didn't come continuously 4 days? Okay. Fever, we can't do anything. Okay, continue. Yes. So it has many applications like ALM desktop client, lab management, my performance center, site administration, tools, and README. Okay. But we are going to work with site administration. And as a test engineer, you are going to work with ALM desktop client. Yes, no? Yes, no? Yes, no? Online? Yes. So if you are getting this page, that's enough. Don't think I'm not getting error page. Okay, because I entered only IP address, but you entered complete till admin page you entered. That's why directly we are getting login page. Got it? Yes. Okay. Watch it, all of you. Don't do parallelly. First I will do it, then you should do it. If you do parallelly, if you face any problem, you only take care. Got it? First I'll do. When I'm doing, you watch it. Shruti, it show some install options. Bottom of the screen, if you are getting install button, click install. You already clicked, that is fine. No problem. If you already done it, that is fine. If you're not done it, yesterday only you would have done it. If you're not doing it, that's a problem. Your problem. Okay. Yes. Watch it. Site administration. See, test lead or test manager. As I explained in last class, first we should log into site administration. So I'll click on site administration. When I click on site administration, it displays site administration login page. It takes some time to load. Okay. So you should have patience and you should wait. It takes time. Okay. Yes. When it is loading, if you are doing any other activities, definitely, it will what? Create a problem. Definitely it will create a problem. When I am explaining, if you are not listening, if you are busy in your mobile, then later don't come and ask me what to do next. I'll say, I taught in the class, what are you doing? Got it? Yes. So I'll enter password. Surya, show me username password. Server 1. Just a second, guys. Okay. Let me cross check whatever I entered, it's correct or not. Q spiders BTM. Okay. It is loading. Yes. Now listen to me. Successfully I logged in. As soon as when I log in, it displays a pop-up message saying that some of currently used license keys will expire in 27 days. So we renewed actually yesterday, 2 days before we renewed all the servers. 27 days will be there. Within that, you can practice how many times you want, as I'm going to teach in the class. Okay? Yes. Now listen to me. First, I'll show. So all of you tell me, what is the first step in site administration workflow? All of you tell me online. What is the first step? When I say all of you, everybody, online and offline, both you should type. Ashwini, very good, yeah. Create domain. Very good. Only Ashwini answered. Okay, I'll show how to create a domain. Watch it. If you don't watch, you are going to miss it. So if you want to create a domain, see, as soon as when you log in, site projects module would have selected. In site projects, left top corner, there is a button called create domain, right? Yes. So click on create domain button. When I click on create domain button, it display create domain page. In create domain page, you need to enter domain name. Let me enter domain name. So for example, my project, it is manufacturing domain. So I'll enter manufacturing. Got it? And listen to me. I'll just give some numbers as a code. Okay? 2020 manufacturing. I'll just give some code. Okay? Why? Because all of you listen. Since you are accessing from server, each of you can see, if group of people, one is accessing server 2. In server 2, how many people creating something that you can see. Okay, so I'm using server 1. How many people, okay, using server 1, what and all they create in server 1, everything I can see in my login. So if everybody type my project name is advertisement, you can't identify which domain is yours. So just for your recognition sake, give some code after typing domain name, just for your recognition sake. That's it. Got it? That doesn't mean that in real time you should enter the code. Online, did you understand? Online, did you understand? Yes. Your current project, which project you decided to show it as current project, your current project domain name you enter. After giving domain name, at the end you give some code just for your recognition sake. Got it? Yes. If multiple people create same domain name, you can't you can't recognize which one is yours. Yes. I have given a manufacturing 7879. I'll say okay. When I say okay, see guys, in right side in LHN, domain name came, manufacturing 879 came. As soon as I create a domain, under domain folder, there is a template. Projects folder is there, template projects folder is there. Got it? So this is how we create a domain. All of you understood? It's very easy. How to store domain name? You understood? Yes. Now what is the next step, guys? Create project under domain. Before that, all of you create a project. Sorry, all of you create a domain as I showed. Quick, do it. 1 minute activity. Is it done, all of you? Create a domain. It's done. Yes. Online. Fantastic. It's not a big deal. So let's move to next step. Now tell me, all of you, what is the next step in site administration workflow? Create project under domain. Fantastic. I'll show how to create a project under domain. Watch it. If you don't watch, you will miss it. Now, if you want to create a project under domain, make sure that make sure that you selected your domain. Okay, I selected my domain. You can see it is highlighted, right? Yes. After selecting domain, there is a button called, you can see my screen, there is a feature called create project button, right? Online you are able to see that there is a create project option. So after first you should select a domain. If you want to create project under domain, first you should select a domain, then click on create project button. When you click on create project button, it display create project wizard. In this wizard, in first page, there are many options. By default, create an empty project option is selected, right? Yes, it's correct. Let it be. Don't do any changes in first page of the wizard. Don't do any changes. Click on next. When I click on next, it takes me to second page of the wizard. In second page of the wizard, it will ask you to enter project name. All of you should enter your project name. You know your project names, right? You identified. So your current project name you should enter. I will enter my project name. For example, Bluebell. My project name is Bluebell. Now I'll click on next. When I click on next, so I'll get third page of the wizard. In third page of the wizard, don't do any changes. Don't do any changes. Let it be as it is. Just click next button. Just click next button. When you click next button, you will get one warning message. Neglect this warning message. Okay, select do not show option and say okay. And say okay. When I say okay, it takes me to fourth page of the wizard. In this fourth page of the wizard, don't do any changes. Just click next. Just click next. When I click on next, I'll get fifth page of the wizard. There's a fifth page of the wizard. In fifth page of the wizard, don't do any changes. Let it be as it is. Don't do any changes in this page. Just click next. When I click next, I'll get last page of the wizard. In last page of the wizard, here also don't do any changes. Just click create button. When you click create button, you know what happens? It takes few seconds and project will be created and you will get a confirmation message. You should wait. When it is loading, don't do any other activities. Just keep quiet, let it load. After completion of loading, project will be created. If the project is really creating, then it display confirmation message. Okay, until that you should wait. See, project is successfully created, and I got confirmation message. Project Bluebell was created successfully. Say okay. See, how do you identify project I created under a domain? See this hierarchy. See this hierarchy. It's a domain. Under domain, little bit gap, little bit space, then project name is there. Got it? It shows parent and child. Did you understand how to create a project? Online, did you understand? Yes. And one more thing. See, when you select a domain, right side domain details will display. When you select a project, right side project details page will display. Did you understand? Yes. Now all of you create project under domain by giving your current project name. All of you create a project. It's a 1 minute activity. Is it done, all of you? Online? Fantastic. Online, if anybody have any problem after the class, you can contact me by calling to our technical team. They create a conference call. Got it? Yes. So what is the next step? Tell me. Yes. In Google, I didn't tell you to enter in Google. Yesterday I showed, right, how to do it. If you have a problem, meet me after the class. Yes. What is the next activity, guys? Create user. I'll show how to create user. Watch it. So creating user, nothing but I'll be creating as a test lead, I'll be creating my test engineer's account. So I'll create one test engineer account here. Watch it. So if you want to create a user, there is a module called site users. There is a module called site users. I'll click on site users button. Sorry. I'll click on site users module. When I click on site users module, it display user list. In LHN, it will display user list. In this user list, already one user is there, is admin. Is a admin. You don't modify anything about admin. Got it? We have to create a new user account. If you want to create a new user account, inside user module, left top corner, there is an icon called new user. You are able to see that? Left top corner, there is an icon called new user. That icon is like, hospital symbol with human, plus symbol with human. That is how the icon. Okay, it's a new user icon. If you want to create any new user account, you should click this new user icon. When I click that new user icon, it gives me new user page. Here I should enter username. Let me enter username. So all of you should enter your name because you are a test engineer. Okay, that's what I feel. I don't know what you felt. Okay, so if you have decided to get job really seriously, then enter your name. Okay, or else someone's name enter. I'll enter Vijay Lee. Full name. I'll enter email. Phone number. Description. Description means who is he? Mr. Vijay is a test engineer. He is going to work on this project. How many modules assigned to him? Okay, about that user, they write, okay, description, okay. In bracket, all of you, next to your name, next to your full name, just a second. Or else, okay, you can't use special characters here. So, next to your full name, you can just give space and you can type test engineer. Okay, or else in description you can write test engineer. Okay, so after entering all these details, I'll say okay. When I say okay, you can see the user is created and that created user details added to user list in LHN. In LHN, in user list, you can see Vijay D. Okay, so when you select, and by default, newly created user is selected. When you select any user, right side, that user details will display. I selected Vijay Lee, right side, Vijay Lee user details displayed. This is how we create a user. Did you understand? Online. Did you understand? Yes, all of you create it. Suhaib, very good. Sudha, very good. By giving your name, you created? Yes. All of it done? Online, is it done? Very good. So, what are the next step, guys? In site administration workflow, what is the next step? Set password to the user. Good. I'll show how to set password. Listen to me. Before you set password, first cross check which user you selected. You should set password to your account, not admin account. Okay? Yes. So first you should cross check which user is selected. Okay. I selected test engineer's account. Okay. After selecting, you can see there is a button called set user password button. Password button, right? So I'll click on password button. It will ask enter new password. I'll enter. Retype password. Yes, I entered a password, new password for this new user. I'll say OK. When I say OK, I'll get confirmation message saying that the user password was changed successfully. Say OK. Over. Now I set a password to the user. Now all of you set the password to the user. Set the password to the user. It is just 1 minute activity. Set password to the user. Is it done? Suhaib, very good. Shishul, very good. Sudha, very good. All of it done? Yes, fantastic. Now tell me, what is the next activity in site administration? Assign user to the project. Now I'll show, watch it. It takes 2 to 3 steps. Please watch it, all of you. It takes 2 to 3 steps. Please watch it. So listen to me. How to assign? That means assigning user to the project, nothing but adding user details to the particular project details, associating particular user details with particular project details. Okay, how to do this? Let me show. See, if you have to assign user to the project, we should go to site projects module. I'll click on site projects module. When I click on site projects module, it displays site projects page. In site projects page, you have to select particular project. You have to select particular project to which you want to assign user. So I'll select my project, global. When I select a project, right side it will display project details page. The moment I select a project, right side it display project details page. Okay? In project details page, there is a tab called project users tab. You are able to see this? There is a tab called project users tab. Click on project users tab. When I click on project users tab, you can see it display project users page. And in project users page, as of now, there is no user details. That means that shows as of now, no user is added to this project. See, you can see heading of this page. What is the heading of this page? Blue bell. That means it's my project page. In project page, I opened project users page. Okay. Now I should select a particular user whom I want to assign for this project. Okay. How to select a user here? See, there is an option called add. There is an add drop down list. There is an add drop down list. In add drop down list, you have to select add from the user list option. You have to select add from the user list option. When you select add from the user list option, you know what happens? Right side of the page, you will get user list. Right side of the page, you will get user list. In this user list, you have to select particular test engineer name whom you want to assign. Okay? So I selected Vijay Lee. I want to assign this user to this Bluebell project. So after selecting, you should click this green color arrow mark. You know what is the name of this arrow mark? Add selected user. It's a button. This arrow mark is a button. What is the name of this button? Add selected user button. Okay. After selecting particular user, then I should click on add selected users arrow mark button. When I click, you know what happens? That selected user details would have added to project users page. See that selected users details added to project users page. Over. This activity we call it as assigning particular user to particular project. Got it? Did you understand online? Did you understand online? Yes, please do it all of you. Assign user to the project. All of you do it. Is it done? All of you done online? Yes, fantastic. What is the next step in site administration? Gautami, very good. Give permission to the user to work on the project. See, watch it. What is that permission? It's so simple. See, in this project users page, after adding user to the project users page, you know, you have got one checkbox. That is called project administrator checkbox. Yes or no? In this project users page, there is a third column called project administrator. It is in the form of checkbox. Yes, no? Yes, we should select this checkbox. That's it. You are selecting that checkbox, nothing but you are giving permission for that test engineer to work on this project in this tool. That's the meaning of selecting that checkbox. Did you understand? All of you select that checkbox, give that permission. Given? Fantastic. That's all about test lead or test manager job in site administration. Okay? Yes. So you would have remembered your username and password, test your username and password. Okay? Now all of you, what you should do is you should log out. Right top corner there is a logout link. Click logout link. You will come back to administration login page. Okay, all of you log out. How much action I'll show, that much only do it. If you move forward, any problem, I'm not responsible. Did you log out? You came back to login page? All of you? Yes. Now listen to me. Now we can log in as test engineer in ALM desktop client application. Okay. How to do that? Watch it. After coming back to administration login page, in browser, top left corner, there is a back button. Yes, no? All of you, one time, click back button. Just one click. Click back button. You will come back to application lifecycle management page. One time click back, not 2-3 times. Only one time click back button, you will come back to this page. Did you come back to this page? ALM page. 2-3 times if you click, this is what the problem comes. Got it? Yes. Now watch it. You didn't click? Then which page you got? Browser back button you click. Okay, one time if you are not going back, 2 times you click. Sorry? URL, why you change all complex things? Double time you click. One time if you are not going back, double time you click. Or else do one thing. Listen, or else do one thing, all of you. In URL, all words you remove, characters you remove, only IP address keep and press enter, you will get this page. I know this, but it was, complex, little bit complex when compared to this single click. Okay, do it, you will get this page. Got it? All of you got? In URL, only characters you remove, only IP address keep and press enter. Got it? Fantastic. Very good. Now all of you listen. Now in this page, when I say listen, listen. Otherwise I'll move forward. So in this application lifecycle management page, you should click on ALM desktop client. You should click on ALM desktop client link. When I click on it, it takes some time. Okay. It is showing you are using unsupported browser. ALM desktop client supports Microsoft Internet Explorer 10 and 11. Yes. Okay, I was on edge. Okay, fine. Now see, when I click on application ALM desktop client link, see it will take some time. Files will be loading. You should have patience. You should have patience. You should wait until it load completely. Got it? Yes. See, after completion of loading, sometimes you may get warning messages. Select do not show this warning again. Say OK. See, this is how ALM desktop client login page looks. Understood? When you click on ALM desktop client link, okay, it will be loading all the files. It takes some time. You should wait when it is loading. Okay. After completion of loading, it gives you login page of ALM desktop client. This is how it looks. Okay. Don't do it parallelly. If you're doing parallelly, that is your mistake. Watch it. All of you watch it. Now I should enter test engineer username and password. Okay. Let me enter. I entered username. I'll enter password. Now listen to me. You know how secure it is? I entered username and password. Now I should click on authenticate. When I click on authenticate, this ALM will check this username and password is correct or not. It will check. If this username and password is correct, then automatically domain and project name will come which is assigned to this user. After clicking authenticate, automatically domain and project name is coming means this username and password is correct. If it is not coming means that username and password is not correct. Got it? Now that's how the security is there here. Now I'll click on authenticate. When I click on authenticate, which project I assign to this user, that project name should come automatically. Let's check. I'll click on authenticate. Yes. See? When I click on authenticate, whatever the project allocated to this user, that project name and domain name automatically came. This shows whatever the username and password I entered, that's correct. Now I'll click on login. When I click on login, it takes few seconds. Have patience when it is loading. Don't do any other activity. Just keep quiet when it is loading. Yes. See, I successfully logged into ALM. When I log into ALM, first welcome page will be there. No problem. You just close this welcome page. So this is the home page of ALM desktop client. Say I logged in as test engineer. When I log in as test engineer, on home page, you can see who is the test engineer user. Top of the screen, you can see username displayed. Who logged in? Vijay Lee. Which project is working? Bluebell. Which domain it belongs to? Manufacturing. And as I explained, module names, you can see here module names. See, in LHN, all the module names, dashboard, management, requirements, testing, defects. Did you understand, guys? All of you. Now, all of you log into ALM desktop client. All of you log into ALM desktop client. All of you log into ALM desktop client. Sorry? For me also it came right. What I did, have you observed? If you are getting unsupported browser, I also got. I was saying, what screen? You bloody not watching this, what I should do? If any of you getting, you are using unsupported browser message, then, where you type URL, this address bar, next to this address bar, there is a Internet Explorer icon. Click that icon. You would have got Internet Explorer icon, blue color E. Click that icon. Then you will get into Internet Explorer mode. I already in Internet Explorer mode. That's why it is showing edge icon. You would have got, E, blue color E symbol in this place. You should click that. Have you done it? Logged in successfully? Suhaib, very good. First login now. Why WhatsApp you want? I already said what to do. You guys didn't do. Site administration is over. Now it is loading. ALM desktop client. You are using unsupported browser. That means again it got into this one, Microsoft Edge. See, if you are not getting that icon E, in the beginning I told some settings. What is that? Load pages in Internet Explorer mode settings. Do again. In three dots. See, in more options, you know, in more options, there is an option. If you are, see, in more options, there is an option. I'm already in, this one. Say if you are getting unsupported browser error, as I said, Internet Explorer icon is not there in your browser. Go to more options. In more options, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down till dead end you go. So before settings, there is an option called reload in Internet Explorer mode option. There is an option called reload Internet Explorer mode option. Before settings option, okay, reload in Internet Explorer mode option is there. Click that. When you click that, then it will come to Internet Explorer mode. It will load in Internet Explorer mode. It is loading. All of you logged in? I am saying if you are not getting that icon in the browser, then in that address bar only, more options, three dots, more option is there. Click that. You will get one menu which contains many options. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay. Before settings option, there is an option called reload pages in Internet Explorer mode. Select that option. Got it? Yes. See here you will get that option. I'm already in Explorer mode. That's why it is showing exit. But one who is getting this error, what is that? Unsupported browser. When you click these three dots, open this menu. In this place, you will be having option called reload pages in Internet Explorer mode. Click that option. Initialization failed means, in the beginning you would have done mistake. Vinita. When you click on site administration, so bottom of the screen you would have got one pop-up message saying that you want to install. There was install button. You would have clicked that. If you would have not clicked, then it will not work. Maybe internet problem will be there, Sarita. Check it or contact admin. Is it done? Logged in? All of you logged in? Online? Is it done? Yes. So what to do now, sir? Vinita, if you're not logged in, any problem is there, contact admin. I already see any of you facing any problem, okay, contact admin. In the beginning only, online in the beginning I shared admin numbers, right? After the class, you contact, not in the mid of the class. For any of you, ALM is not working, okay, even though you did all the settings properly, okay, not working, then just watch and write down the steps or grasp the steps, remember the steps in your mind or take video of my class. So after resolving the problem, you practice. Got it? Yes. Now tell me, all of you, say, listen to me, I will only tell. See, watch it. Before I show test engineer job, what is test engineer job here? Write a test case, execute a test case, prepare defect report. That's it. Write a test case, execute a test case, prepare defect report. This is the job of test engineer on this earth. You join any company, either you are automation engineer or manual engineer, any type of test engineer, software test engineer, your job is write a test case, execute a test case, and prepare a defect report when you find a bug. That's it. Did you understand? Yes. Online, did you understand? Yes. Before I show test engineer job, let me show all other jobs. Okay? BA or SME, how they store requirements. Scrum Master or product owner, sprint details, release details, test cycle details, build details, how they store. All other works I'll show. Finally, we'll go to what? Test engineer work. Okay? Yes. See, management module. Under management module, there is a option called releases. There is an option called releases. Okay. So when I click on, see, by default folder in management module. See, this is management module. By default root folder. What is this folder? Root folder. You can't delete this. Don't try to delete this. Unnecessary things don't do. So there is a release folder. That means all release details, team can store in this what folder. So by default, root folder is selected. Under this root folder, as a Scrum Master or Architect, if they want to store, okay, so release details, sprint details which they plan, they can store it here. Okay, let me store. So if you want to store release details, click on Releases option. Click on Releases option. I clicked on releases option. Present I am on releases page. This page is releases page. In releases page, there is an icon called new release. There is an icon called new release. Before that, if you want to create some more subfolders, you can use this, new release folder. Got it? But I don't want to create it. Already release folder is there, root folder. So if I want to store release details, there is an icon called new release. I'll click on new release icon. When I click on new release icon, it display new release page. In new release page, I should enter release name. Okay, there is a name text field. I should enter release name. See, for example, release name nothing but sprint name. Say either I can enter normally like this, sprint 1. I can enter normally sprint 1. Like this also you can enter. Depends on them. There is no rule how to enter sprint name. Sprint 1 I can enter. Or, personally my own idea. I will enter sprint name like this. For example, I'll give sprint name as sprint start date and sprint end date. Dates only I'll give it as a name. It looks like some James Bond secret code. I love like that. Okay. So for example, in my project, one sprint duration is 4 weeks. So I'll enter sprint start date. Okay. Today is what day? 29th. Next Monday it starts. Saturday, Sunday holiday in software company. So third. Okay. For example, third it start. So I'll type third. Which month? Feb. On this earth, present we are in which month? First you understand, then learn anything. Okay? Watch it, it's Feb. 3rd Feb 25, I'll type. Next. Okay? 25, I'll type. Next, I'll give hyphen. Okay? Next, 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth week, Friday, it'll end. 28th February. Okay. So I'll just type here 28 Feb 25. Got it? See, it looks like some secret code, James Bond code. So I can give sprint name like this. Sprint name, I can give like this also. Or no, sir, normally I'll give SPRINT sprint one. I'll give. You can give normally your wish. Got it? But I'll give sprint name like this. Sprint name I given. Next, in details, there is a sprint details. Okay, options. In details, I have to select start date. Start date of this sprint, when it start, third. End date of this sprint, I should select 28th. Modified, I'm not modifying, so it is blocked. And I should write description, sprint description. That means I should type in this first sprint, okay, which bunch of features they plan to develop it and test it, and which are all the developers and testers going to work on first sprint. Okay, what is the agenda, what is the aim of first sprint, the complete first sprint description, how to manage entire first sprint, they have written here. Okay, description about first sprint. Did you understand? Online, did you understand? Yes. Now listen to me. And also one more thing regarding this first sprint process. If Scrum team, if they want to attach any documents, they can attach. There is attachments option. Click on attachments. You can attach a document. You can attach a URL link, some website link just for future reference. Okay. Yes, they can attach anything here. Simply I'll attach something. I'll click on attach option. It will display a file dialog box. You can attach, I'll attach this. Simply attach one document. That doesn't mean that you should write a letter to Prime Minister. Understood? That is my personal activity, all other activities. So I just attach one document. Did you understand? Yes, after attaching, this is how sprint details or release details they store here. Then click on OK. When I click on OK, you can observe under releases folder, one sprint details, one release is created. You can observe here, after creating one release, that means after storing one release details, when you select that particular release, right side, that release complete details will display. You can see the release ID is generated automatically by this tool. Yes or no? Release ID I didn't enter, but automatically release ID is generated by this tool. That's the beauty of this tool. Okay? Yes. Did you understand, all of you? Don't worry, storing release details is not a test engineer activity, but you should know all these things. Okay? Now, I created one release. See, one release contains many test cycles. Yes or no? Yes or no? One release contains many test cycles, or one sprint contains many test cycles, right? So under one release, they want to store, one sprint. For example, they plan 5 test cycles. How many test cycles? So in one sprint, how many test cycles they plan? The test cycle details also they want to store under release. So to do that activity, what we should do is, first we need to select particular release under which you want to store test cycle details. I selected a release. After selecting the release, there are other options which are highlighted here. There is an option called test cycle. You are able to see that? There is an option called test cycle. New cycle. Okay, it's not that cycle which you write. Okay, it's a test cycle. Understood? Yes. So under one release, if you want to store test cycle details, okay, first you have to select the particular release. After selecting particular release, there is an icon called new cycle. Click on new cycle icon. When I click on new cycle icon, guys, what happens? New cycle page comes. This is how it looks. Now you should enter cycle name. You should enter what name? Cycle name means you should not enter Atlas, Ladybird, Hero Cycle. No. Test cycle name. You can enter, if you are storing, normally you can enter. If you are storing first test cycle details, then you should type test cycle 1. Normally you can type like this. Test cycle 1. You can type like this. Okay. But I will give like this. Build name only, I'll give it as a test cycle. If it is the first test cycle details, if I am storing first test cycle details, I'll give test cycle name as B01. What do you mean by test cycle? To test one complete build, whatever the time you took, that's called one test cycle. If you are testing first build, people call it as first test cycle. If you are testing second build, people call it as second test cycle. Got it? So I am giving build name only as a test cycle name. Did you understand? Yes. If I am storing first test cycle details here, then I'll give test cycle name as build 1. If I am storing second test cycle details here, then I'll give test cycle name as online. Did you understand? Yes. Fantastic. Yeah. Now, see? First test cycle started and you can observe one more thing. Automatically sprint start date end date came. This shows under which sprint you are creating test cycles. Got it? Yes. Start date. See, one test cycle duration in my project Scrum Master planned in first sprint, one test cycle duration is 5 days. That means 1 week. So I have to select first test cycle start date. Start date. Sorry. In the beginning only it will not start. In a sprint starting 1 week, you will be having job of what? System study, writing test cases. Got it? So actual build testing starts. First test cycle testing starts. First build testing starts 10th. How many days? 5 days. Date cannot be later than the release end date. I went to March? No, right? Release end date is 28. 10. Selected. How many days one test cycle? 5 days. How many days? 5 days, 1 week. 5 days means still Friday. Saturday, Sunday, holiday. Okay. Did you understand all of you? Properly you should give it like this. As you already planned, what is the one test cycle duration, what is the one sprint duration in your project. Okay? Yes. According to that you enter properly. Now, description they write. Description about what? About first test cycle. See, in one test cycle, every day they would have kept one aim, milestone. Today, this much work, testing work should be completed. Next day, this much work should be completed. Every day they would have set a milestone. What's the milestone? Nothing but aim. Got it? Yes. So they will write in first test cycle what kind of aims are there. Okay, which bunch of features they should be developed and tested. They will write. Got it? Yes. Now I'll say okay. When I say okay, you can see under release one test cycle is created, and when you select the test cycle, right side the test cycle details displayed. Got it? See how nicely it displayed details. And the beauty of this tool is test cycle ID is generated automatically by this tool. See? Yes or no? Beautifully it looks. I love this tool. Okay. Next, I want to store one more second test cycle details. Again, what I should do? Under first sprint only, I want to store second test cycle details. For that sake, first what you should do is select a release first. Select a release. Then click on what? New cycle icon. When you click on new cycle icon, new cycle page comes. Second test cycle name I should enter B02. B02. B-O not 0. B02. It's not O. Next. Start date. Again, remember, according to 100% rule in any project, in that project, first test cycle, how many days? Till the end, all the test cycles should be same days. That is what the rule according to 100%. But in real time, fluctuation happens, depends on them. Okay, but I'll follow the rules. Second test cycle start 17th of Feb. End date 1 week. Thank you. Got it? Yes. And they should write what? Description. In second test cycle, what kind of testing should be done? Second test cycle, regression testing should be started on old features. Got it? And which are all the features to be tested? What is the testing strategy? What is the aim in second test cycle? Each day, what is the target? That all description they'll write and say, okay. When I say okay, you can see second test cycle, it takes some time, few seconds, okay, to load because of your internet connection or, since many people are accessing, okay. So you should wait, keep patience, don't become patient. Now see, second test cycle is created. Got it? Yes. So like this, how many sprints they planned, sprint details they store. Under one sprint details, how many test cycles they planned, they store test cycle details. Okay? So I'll create one more sprint. I want to create one more sprint. So if I want to store second sprint details, then first I should select what? Releases folder. Then click on new release icon. Okay? Second sprint, my first sprint ends 28th February. Okay, that means my third sprint starts March 3rd. March 3rd. So I'll enter 3 March 25 iPhone. 4 weeks. In my project, one sprint duration is 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 28. Yes, I'll type. 28 March 25. Now, I'll select sprint start date. Sprint end date. Yes, and about this second sprint, they should write description in the second sprint, okay, which bunch of features they are going to develop and test it, what is the testing strategy, what are the milestones, how many test cycles they plan, who are all going to work on second sprint. The description they write. Say okay. When I say okay, it takes few seconds to create. You should have patience. You can observe the second sprint is created. When I select this second sprint, right side second sprint details displayed here, and you can observe the second sprint ID, release ID is automatically generated by this tool. That is the beauty of this tool. Did you understand? Yes. And under second sprint, Scrum Master would have planned many test cycles. Okay. So if they want to store test cycle details, again, what they should do, under second sprint, if they want to store test cycle details, they have to select second sprint first. After selecting second sprint and click on which option? New cycle option. When I click on new cycle option, it displays new cycle page. In new cycle page, automatically sprint, nothing but release, start date, end date displayed. This shows under which sprint you are storing test cycle details. Okay. Now I want to store first test cycle. Okay, I want to store first test cycle details of second sprint. Then I should give B01. B01. Understood? Yes. Now select what is the test cycle duration? 5 days. What is the date? 10th March it starts. And 1 week it is. One test cycle duration is 1 week, 5 days. 14th March it will end. Here they will write about test cycle, first build description. In second sprint, on first build, regression testing should be started because it contains second sprint, first build contains new feature as well as old feature. And they will write in this, first test cycle of second sprint, every day, what is the target, what is the milestone. They'll write description about first test cycle of second sprint. Then they click on OK. When they click on OK, you can observe, guys, in second sprint, first test cycle details are stored, and beauty of this tool is after creating something, so the test cycle ID is generated automatically by this tool. Did you understand, all of you? This is how in real time they store, release, and test cycle details. Did you understand, guys? Come on, do it. How many I created? You also create those many. Okay? In the same order you create. Come on, create it. 3 minutes time. Attachment. ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರೀ IP ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಡಿ. ಈಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. It will load, wait until it load completely. ಆಯ್ತು, ಬರುತ್ತೆ. You a towel or something, keep it for that bottle and drink. Create it. It looks so beautiful, this tool, okay? The options are fantastic. Is it done, guys? No, I just asked. Last 2 minutes, create it, 2 sprints. Under first sprint, create 2 test cycles. Under second sprint, create 1 test cycle. After the class, how many sprints you want to create. How many test cycles you want to create for practice purpose. I love to teach tools, okay? Fantastic tools are available in IT. Is it done, all of you? It's all about management module, how they store release details and test cycle details. Online, is it done? 2 minutes, okay. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Is it done, guys? Fantastic. Now let's move to the next module. Yes, fantastic it is. And who is doing practical until there, I think you have got very good feeling using this tool, right? Okay, let's move to the next module. So you understood how to store release details, how to store release details and all. And you can also store milestone details. You can also store milestone, not milestone details. Okay, watch it. Under one test cycle, see, in one test cycle duration is 5 days. In one test cycle, each day, one aim that was set it. Today, within 6 o'clock, you should finish this work. Got it? You understood, all of you? So you can create milestone, test lead or test manager, one who planned milestone. They can also store milestone details under particular test cycle. Say milestone can be planned within a test cycle or within a sprint. Okay? Every test cycle or milestone will be there. See, watch it. If you want to store milestone details under test cycle, first you have to select particular test cycle. Sorry, you have to select sprint. Under one sprint, you can create many milestones. Many milestones. Understood this? Yes, that means, for example, in first sprint, for example, if I'm taking example from first project, in first sprint, campaigns module, development and testing should be completed. Got it? In second sprint, milestone I'll create, saying that in second sprint, campaigns and leads module development and testing should be completed. Did you understand online milestones? Nothing but aim. What is the aim in every sprint? Whatever the aims they plan, they can store it under particular sprint using that milestone option. Okay, fantastic. So management module completed. You learned how to store release details and test cycle details. Let's move to requirement module. Which module? I'll show requirements. Okay. See, I create requirement like this. See, first I'll show one module template, one module skeleton I'll show. Ooh. See here, my project name is Bluebell. What bell? And this is my project name. Under Bluebell, see, when you log into Bluebell, in Bluebell, it contains what? Campaigns module. For example, it contains campaigns module. Under campaigns module, I'm just typing requirement. Okay, I'm just giving template of the requirement which I'm going to store there. Under campaign, yes or no? See, under campaign only there is a new campaign option. Yes or no? This is what you see practically. After clicking campaign in campaigns page only, there is a new campaign. Yes, no? That means this is parent. In Bluebell, you will find campaigns. When you log into Bluebell project, then only you will find campaigns. When you click campaigns, when you get campaigns page, then only you will find new campaign. That means which is the parent test here? Bluebell. Which is a child for Bluebell here? Campaign. Which is a child for campaigns? New campaign. See, in this order only, how requirement document comes your SRS. Okay? As it is, we can store the requirement. Okay? I'll show it. We can store the requirement as it is. I'll show, watch it. Online, watch it. Yes. So I'll go to requirements module. In requirements module, there is an option called requirements. Okay. Oh, you are busy in your laptop. No, you are not watching screen offline. Enjoy. Online, watch it. In requirements module, there is an option called requirements. I'll click on requirements module. So when I click on requirements option, Right side, it display requirements page. Which page? Got it? Yes. Now listen to me. See, by default, there is a folder called requirements folder. It's a root folder. Don't try to delete it. It will not allow you to delete it. You don't try to test I can able to delete or not. Understood? Unnecessary things don't do. When you click on requirements option, right side, you will get requirements page. In requirements page, there is a folder, default folder called requirements. It is showing requirement ID as what? 0. Why it is 0 means no requirements stored here. Now I am going to store. Okay, watch it. Yeah. First, you should select this requirements folder. Inside this requirements folder, if you want to create one more folder, you can create. I'll create. See, under this requirement folder, I'll create subfolder. I'll give name as my project name, Bluebell, so that I can recognize it's a Bluebell project requirement. See, if you don't give this also no problem, because on top of the screen it displayed which project this user is working. Got it? But who stores the requirement? BA or SME. They log into ALM using their username password and they store. But I'm showing everything in testing and login only. Teaching purpose. Got it? Yes. Say OK. When I say OK, see, Bluebell folder created, not requirement. Okay. Now under Bluebell folder, I want to store Bluebell project requirement. Okay. I'll store it. How? First you select Bluebell, your project folder. After selecting, there is an icon called new requirement. There is an icon called new requirement. I'll click on new requirement icon. I'll click on new requirement icon. Then it display new requirement page. And it has got a lot of components, right? So first you should enter requirement name. Now I want to store campaign module requirement. So I'll enter campaigns. Okay. Yes. Next, in details, under details category, by default, author name displayed. Author nothing but, in this module, requirement module, author nothing but a person who is responsible to manage the requirement and store the requirement. So we call him as author. Understood? Automatically author name came. Next, creation time. I don't want to enter. Later it will take automatically. Okay. Next, priority. There is a component called priority. Priority nothing but, this tool is asking me, boss, you are storing one requirement called campaigns. This campaigns requirement, how much important for that project? This campaigns module is how much important for that project? That's the meaning of priority here. Did you understand this? Online, did you understand what is the meaning of priority here? Yes. Now I'll select priority. What is this? You can see priority, low, medium, high, very urgent. Not that urgent, which you feel. Okay. Yes. Now I'll say it's very high. It's a what? I'll select very high. Next, there is a component called reviewed. What is the meaning of this component? Listen, this tool is asking me, boss, you are storing one requirement here. Is that requirement is reviewed by somebody? That's the meaning of it. Did you understand online? Did you understand online? Yes. See, there are two statuses here. Not reviewed, reviewed. Okay. In real time, if it is reviewed, then they will select reviewed. If it is not reviewed, which is yet to review, then they'll select not reviewed. Okay. So I'll select it is reviewed. Next, target release. There is a component called target release. Understand what is the meaning of it. This tool is asking, boss, you are storing one requirement here. This requirement, this module, module requirement should be developed and tested in which sprint? That's the target release. This is planned by Scrum Master and Architect, okay, in the meeting, sprint planning meeting, okay. So for example, they planned this, this campaigns module development and testing should be completed and released to the customer in first sprint itself. They planned. So select this sprint. When I click this drop down list, you know how nicely organized way it will display. See, when I click this drop down list, it display releases folder. This releases folder, left side, it has got a arrow mark. Click that. Then it will display releases which are already stored here. I'll select first release. Say OK. Did you understand online what do you mean by target release? In which release campaign module this requirement should be developed and tested and launched. That's the meaning of it. Next component is creation date. When you are creating this, okay, creation date. Select. Today I am creating, select. Next, there is a component called direct cover status. Understand this. Direct cover status, nothing but this tool is asking, boss, you are storing one requirement details here. For this requirement, already test case written or not, it is asking. Like traceability matrix it is. Got it? So direct cover status, nothing but this tool is asking me, boss, you are storing one requirement here. For this requirement, already test case written or not, it is asking. That's the meaning of direct cover status. Did you understand online? Did you understand online? Yes. Now tell me, did you write test case for this requirement in this? Assume that we were in the beginning, not written. Let's say what kind of options are there. See, it contains blocked, failed, not applicable, no run. No run means what? No run means for this requirement, test case written, but not yet executed. That's the meaning of no run. Next, not completed. Not completed means still under writing only. They started writing, it's going on. Next, not covered. Not covered means not covered. Understood? There is one more option, passed. Everything done already. Got it? So as of now, I'll select not covered. Okay. When you write test case in ALM, then you come back and change it as covered. Got it? No, not covered. Wrong. No run. Got it? That also I'll show. Don't worry. Did you understand online? As of now, you should select direct cover status as not covered. Why am I explaining meaning? Because in interview, you should speak. Next component. What is that? Old type. Old means what? Old means not old, becoming old. Old means absolute type. Got it? Absolute type. Let's see what type of terminologies are there. Based on that, you will understand what is the meaning of it. Okay? There are two types, hardware or software. That means old type, absolute type. Okay? Absolute type means this tool is asking me, boss, you are storing one requirement here. This requirement is hardware requirement or software requirement? It is asking. I am storing campaigns requirement. That means it's a what? Software requirement. Did you understand online meaning of that component? Yes. Next. Next, what is that? Product. Okay. What type of product? This project belongs to, what type of product? That should be stored by Scrum Masters and admins and all with other settings from backend. Okay. Yes. Version. Okay. Version you can select here. Product version details, if they would have stored, that version details would have come here. You can select version. Okay. Next, test cycle. I will tell. Target cycle. There is a component called target cycle. What is the meaning of target cycle? Target cycle, nothing but, boss, this campaign's requirement development and testing should happen in first sprint. Okay. In that sprint, by which test cycle that should be completed. Got it? So one sprint contains many test cycles. In which test cycle development and testing should be completed of this particular feature. That's the meaning of test cycle, target cycle. Did you understand online? What is the meaning of target cycle? Did you understand? Yes, no? Yes. Now I'll select target cycle. See how nicely it displays. See, watch it, how organized way it display. When I click on target cycle drop down list, in this drop down list it display releases folder. This releases folder has got arrow mark. Click that arrow mark. Then it display. Under releases it display. Sorry, under releases folder it display release details. Each release has got arrow mark. Click particular release arrow mark. Under release it display test cycle details. Select a particular test cycle. See, by second build, by second target cycle is second build, second test cycle. Within first and second test cycle, campaign module development should happen. Testing should start. Selected. Say OK. When I say OK, see, selected target cycle will come. Did you understand each and every component meaning here?
Yes, sir.
Next, they should write description. Sorry, not description, requirement, in detail requirement. What requirement? Which requirement, which feature requirement I am storing? Which module? Campaigns. How this campaign module should work? In detail requirement, we should write here. I'll write 1. Campaign list page should display. 2. Relevant objects, new campaign, comma, edit link, comma, delete link should display. 3. All campaign details should be displayed. Display. 4. Records per page should be 10 by default. Did you understand? And you can do makeup for this. Makeup. Makeup. Color also you can select. You can do makeup for this. Don't waste time in doing makeup. Type proper content. Now I'll click on submit. Did you understand how to store one requirement details here?
Yes, sir.
Now I'll say submit. When I say submit, watch it. When I click on submit, one requirement is created. Again, same page will display with blank fields. Now some people will get confused. Sir, I clicked on submit, sir, no confirmation message. You can see backside. One requirement is created. If you want to, close this, you can close. Click on close. You can see. See, one requirement is created under project, and observe requirement ID is generated automatically by this tool. Requirement ID is 2. And direct cover status displayed as what? Not covered. Who is the author? Who stored this? Vijay Lee. When you select particular requirement, when I select campaigns requirement, that campaigns requirement in detail description will display below. See? Understood all of you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand all of you? Yes. Now I'll show how to store child requirement. What requirement? Child requirement. Watch it. Watch it. Child requirement, how to store. Okay. Yes. See, under campaign, if I want to store sub requirement, child requirement, then I had to select campaigns. I had to select campaigns requirement if I want to store child requirement under campaign. Okay. So I selected campaigns, then click on what? New requirement. Click on new requirement. When I click on new requirement page comes. Now I want to store requirement of new campaign button. I want to store requirement of what? New campaign button. Now you know the meaning of all the fields. Now chaka I'll select priority, high, reviewed. Yes, it is reviewed. Target release, first release. Next, creation date, direct cover status, not covered, absolute type, software, target cycle, in first cycle. It should be developed in first cycle only. Target. Now I should write in detail requirement. Okay. complete in detail requirement of this feature I should write. I'll write 1. I'll write create campaign page should display relevant objects campaign name text field comma start date text field like this, etc. I am writing etc. You should not write etc. Got it? Yes. Next, third, after entering valid data, click on save button. Campaign details page should display. That means how it should work actually. That is the requirement. Next, created campaign details also display in campaign list page. So I written in detail requirement. If you want to do makeup, you can do makeup. Yes. I'll click on submit. When I click on submit, see this requirement will be created. Again, the same page will be there on screen to store some more requirements. Okay. So I'll close this. See, when I close, you can observe. See how it displayed? Bluebell is the project. Under that, campaigns. Under campaigns, sub features, sub requirements, new campaign button. Got it? When you select one requirement, that requirement in detail, description will display below. Got it? If I want to store under new campaign, each component requirement, if I want to store, okay, child requirement. That means child's child. What is that? Sub requirement. What is that? Now watch it. Under new campaign button, if I want to store child requirement, then I should select which requirement? New campaign button. Click on what? After selecting particular requirement, click on new requirement. I clicked on new requirement page came. Now I'll enter requirement name, campaign name, text field. I'll select all information here. Priority high not reviewed, target release. Okay, next creation date, direct cover status. Sorry, not covered. Absolute type, it's a software requirement. Target cycle, obviously in first cycle only should be created. Description, in detail requirement I'll write. 1, I'll write. It should accept 3 to 120 characters. 2, it should accept only not characters. 3, it should accept, sorry, it should not accept space between characters. 4th, it should not accept blank. See, pure requirement, one component requirement I stored. If you want to do makeup, you can do the makeup. You can do the makeup, no problem. Okay. My God. Sorry. Okay. I'll click on submit. Over. I created one requirement. You can close this page and you can observe. See, when I select one requirement, selected requirement, detailed description will come below, how it should work. This is how we store requirements. Okay. Now campaign model, assume that all components, entire requirement of campaign model I stored. Now I want to store another module requirement, that is leads. That means I should select which folder? Select global folder. In that project, another module, new module requirement I want to store. Click on new requirement. Click on new requirement. New requirement page comes. I should enter requirement name. Lead. I should click on requirement name. What is that? Lead. Okay. Lead, not leads. My module name. You should not tell. Now I'll select priority. Very high. Reviewed. Yes, reviewed. Target release. Second sprint. Creation date. Direct cover status. Not covered yet. Absolute type. It's a software requirement. In which test cycle? Target test cycle. Second. Now I should write in detailed requirement of leads module. What customer given I should store here. 1. Lead list page should display. 2. All customer details should be display. 3rd, relevant objects like new lead button, edit button, delete button should be displayed. 4th, records per page. By default, it should be 10. So detailed requirement I written. After this, you can do makeup. After this, you can do makeup for this. Okay. Yes. Now I'll click on submit. When I click on submit, see guys, new requirement is created. New requirement is created. It takes some time. Okay. Have patience. It takes some time. Should have patience. See now, created. See here it gives total number. Requirements 5 was successfully created. Now when I close, close this, you can see here. You can see this complete, how nicely it looks. See, it's like this. One project requirement will be stored like this. Did you understand? All of you understood how to store the requirement? Did you understand? I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you to watch it. What is your problem here? What is the problem? Tell me. Selected sprint? Okay. I select first sprint. Okay. But you know what is right, no? You do it. You should speak in interview. I am showing the same. If you want to modify any requirement, right click on that requirement, you will get this pop-up menu and select option called requirement details. When you click on requirement details page comes. Then edit whatever you want. Target cycle B2 I selected. So what? Is there a rule that leads module should not be developed in first sprint only? Target release? Second one I selected. It's okay. Here it's okay. Oh, 2 I selected. Oh, okay. Now happy? Yes. Now click on OK. This is how you can modify. So is it very clear how to store the requirements for all of you? Yes, fantastic. So assignment. Listen to me. Here also you store your current project. I taught you 2 projects. On second project you would have done assignment. I given assignment. If you're not done, that is your problem, not my problem. Which project you selected as current project? Current project. While doing functional test case assignment, you would have written requirement for 3 to 4 components. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
3 to 4 components, whatever the requirement you written in your current project, that current project 3 to 4 components requirements as it is you store like this. Got it? You understood child requirement how to store, main requirement how to store? Fantastic. It's an assignment for you. Okay, today you should do it. We'll continue tomorrow. Did you understand online? Fantastic. How to log out? Simple. Right top corner, there's a logout link. Click on logout link. After clicking logout link, you will come out of ALM desktop client. If you want to close the browser, close it. Some people, they have fear. If I close, tomorrow it works or not, don't know. So minimize it. Understood this? Got it? Tomorrow as soon as internet you connect, just refresh that browser. Again, same page comes. Did you understand? Fantastic. Do the assignment. Okay, store 3 to 4 components, in your current project. Which project you selected as current project in your in your current project, you would have written requirement for 3 to 4 components. The 3 to 4 components complete requirement, you store it as I showed. Done? Yes. Thank you guys. Have a good day. We'll catch up tomorrow sharp 8 o'clock. And listen to me. Your final mock date online. What is the date I said? Your final mock date online 22nd. Very good. 22nd of this month. Okay, I'll take final mock. Fantastic. Be prepared on your current project. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good day.